Welcome back to the League of Hustlers. I'm your co-host, CD Barnes.
And I'm HT. What's going on?
Yes, we are the League of Hustlers. Have a seat. Let's prepare to prosper. All right, you already know. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe, make sure you follow us. We're about to get into some great information. This episode, we're going to be talking about 7 streams of income, all right, that you need in order to become a millionaire. All right, so they say, I guess, what is it, H? The average person or the average millionaire has 7 streams of income, or at least the top X% of millionaires have at least 7 streams of income. We want to talk about what those streams of income are and maybe how we can kind of start putting ourselves in position to kind of be in those lanes where we can start getting those streams built for ourselves. All right?
7 streams. 7 streams. So some people say now that it's up to like 24, right? It's so many different things, but I think the point in what all of these people are trying to say is pretty much that you need multiple streams of income. So let's focus on that. Multiple streams of income. How can we create multiple streams of income? Why? So just in case one goes down, we have another one to put in place, right? And when all of them are running, we have a few of them covering our lifestyle and the other ones adding to our assets, okay? So that we can cover our liabilities. But yeah, man, let's kick it off. What's the so first let's talk about the different scenarios in terms of why it's important. If you've been following the channel, you have heard, my story a couple of times, a few times, if you've watched, a few episodes in particular. But I was in a situation back during the first recession, the Great Recession, as they call it, where my main source of income was immediately taken away. Now, when I say immediately, I mean immediately. I get a call, I get an email on Sunday afternoon saying that I need to meet with my director on Monday morning at 8:30. All right, walk into the office, try to log in my computer, can't log in my computer. All right, and so that quick, by 8:45, my position had been terminated. And not only mine, it was a bunch of people across the state of North Carolina who were in middle management positions where our positions were cut, like it just cut they had been talking about it for a while, but anyway, they were immediately cut, like effective immediately. And so a bunch of people were left high and dry, for lack of better words. And so that's one scenario where multiple streams of income could really be beneficial and really help. All right. Another scenario is that if you're working towards a certain goal, let's say you needed or wanted to buy a house or buy a car or make a major purchase or pay for college, multiple sources of income will allow you to put money towards those types of things, right? So you have your base level of expenses, right? Let's say your expenses are right here. Okay, but and when I say your expenses, this is like your average living expenses, right? Let's say they're right here. But if you have multiple sources of income, this is where we want to be, right? And so the key is right there. This piece right here that's coming in that you're able to do different things with. Save, invest, right? What else can we do with that, CD?
That's big stuff right there. And this is where you kind of begin. So let's just jump into like the 7 streams, because ultimately, once you get to that point, you need to start creating more streams, where savings and things like that. So Number one on the list is dividends from stocks. All right. So you get you a little bit of money to put to the side, and actually, it doesn't matter where you are. You can buy stock right now. Okay. You don't need to have $10,000. You don't need $5,000. You don't even need $1,000. You don't even need $100 to go buy stock right now. Okay. Go online, find a nice company that pays dividends, and just buy. Buy a share. Buy a share at a time. There's a lot of platforms now that actually allow you to buy fractions of shares. So you don't even have to buy an entire share of the company. All right. And that's a big thing, because a lot of people don't understand when you're buying stock, it's not like putting money into a savings account. You're actually becoming like a shareholder of a company. You're actually taking part in business with this company. No matter how minuscule it may seem, you are a partner now in this company. So pick companies that you like, pick companies that pay dividends, all right, and start putting money in those. Put a little bit of money at a time. It's called dollar cost averaging. Every time you get a paycheck, put $10 in there, $20 in there. It adds up over time. And that's one way that you can create a stream of income for yourself. Dividends.
Right. And make sure from your dividends that you are reinvesting those dividends, right? So a lot of these companies, and we'll leave some links in the description for, companies where you can buy portions of stock, but make sure on those platforms that you choose to reinvest those dividends. All right, that's a major key, because that's what we call compounding, right? Where you make a little bit off of it and then it rolls back over, and then it rolls back over and roll. All right, what's next? Let's see.
Next thing on that list of the 7 is going to be your paycheck.
Earned income.
Earned income. A lot of people already have a stream of income from a job. Or even if you're an entrepreneur and you have a business and you're paying yourself, you're on your own payroll, that's fine. But earned income from a paycheck, okay, that's another stream of income. Don't knock the 9 to 5. I think it's great. It allows you also to get in on benefits like the 401k, the 403b, put money in that stuff, max it out if they're matching. Yep. That's another way you can earn a little bit more money if you're, maxing out in those areas. Some companies still have pension plans, and some companies have great benefit plans that allow you to save money when you're getting into benefits for yourself or for your family. So don't knock the 9 to 5. I wouldn't suggest that you only have a 9 to 5, which is the whole point of this conversation, but it is a relevant stream of income.
Yes. Earn income, that's key. Now, like CD just said, you have companies that are doing matching, right? They're also putting money towards your retirement. They're helping out health insurance, helping out a bunch of different ways. So don't negate that, okay? Don't negate that. And while you're here, you're able to learn a bunch of different skills. Right? Some people kind of frown upon working a job. Okay? Don't look at it like that. And some people are really fast and quick to want to transition out of a job, out of that, typical worker scenario, right? Entrepreneurship isn't for everyone, right? And a lot of millionaires, what you'll find, are actual workers. It's just that they have done smart things with their money, okay? They've put money aside, they've reinvested their money, and they're still workers, okay? So don't be so quick to try and transition out of a job, out of that typical earned income. I know, you have folks like Rich Dad, Poor Dad that's like, oh, no, it's the worst, Rich don't work for money, blah, blah, blah. Okay, we get it. But even Rich, Robert Kiyosaki at one point in time was right here, okay? So I just want to reiterate to take advantage of your job. While you're on your job, be the best employee you can be. Learn as much as you can, right? you have to know how to follow in order to be a good leader. Okay, so take advantage of that earned income piece. What we got next?
Absolutely. Next income stream is royalties from a product, a service, something that you can create. All right. You can write a book, develop a software, something to that effect, where basically you can put this product out and it can go and reach the masses, and you can collect royalties from that product or service, software as a service, whatever it may be, on through time. That is a relevant stream of income. And if you can have a way to get this product out there and get it to the masses quickly, you'll be in a great position. All right. So authors, musicians, writers, any product that you can create and get out there where you can actually collect a percentage off of. Okay, it's going to cost you a little bit. Somebody's going to have to help you distribute it, or you may put it on a digital platform where you're going to be paying, they're going to take their cut too, which is fine. However, that is a relevant stream of income. It's great. And those are often low cost startups. The key is being innovative enough to come up with the idea and actually putting in the work to get it done. But that is a very relevant stream. Low cost of startup can be very profitable for you.
Yeah, man. And it's beautiful. Royalties are a beautiful thing. Imagine writing a top hit song, right? And every month you're just getting checks from people listening to those songs. Or, down to reality, because that's kind of a far-fetched thing. Right, you got to put in a lot of work for music, but another place for royalties is like stock photos, right? And I've played around with this myself. If you get on certain platforms for photography for stock images like iStock Photo, Getty, or it's tons of other ones where people pay for certain pictures. Shutterstock is another one. But people pay for pictures. So if you take really good pictures, people will pay you for those pictures. You take one picture once, upload it on one of these platforms. If it's a really good picture, then people will go and keep buying that picture. That's another form of royalties, right? And so, like CD said, you got to put that work in though. But it's a stream, okay? And these 7 streams are what the IRS demonstrates or says are the different types of income. Okay. So yeah, royalties are a beautiful thing. Imagine being 50 years that's not too old, but imagine being 80 years old and still making money off of something that you did when you were 20 or 30 years old, right? That's a beautiful thing. Okay, what do we have next?
Next up, all right, rental property or real estate. All right, rental properties and real estate. You've definitely heard about this, and this is definitely very relevant. It's easier to get into now than it was before. You have services like Airbnb, and you could take this a step further now, even because it's even easier to get into the rental game, because you don't necessarily have to begin with real estate. There are a lot of people now renting cars even, okay?
Right.
So instead of going and spending, hundreds of $1,000s and investing in a property and renting it out, they're buying an inexpensive vehicle and renting the cars out even. So rental properties, okay? Think about something that you can get your hands on and actually rent from week to week, month to month, whatever the case may be. If you can get the rental property, that's excellent. All right, you got Airbnb, tons of services like that now that make it easily accessible for you. Your property manager or, vehicle manager, whatever the case may be, if you're renting out something like a vehicle. But either way, rental properties, that's the next string.
Yeah, man. And that's another beautiful one, because real estate on average, it always appreciates. The vast majority of real estate always appreciates. Remember that. That means that the value, on average, it always goes up. Okay. Now, it may be, you may get in the wrong property, right? And the value may go down for a little bit, but I can guarantee you, give it a year, give it a few years, the value is going to shoot back up. Okay. This is a tried and true source of income. Tons of millionaires do so by investing in real estate. Why? Because people always need somewhere to stay. People always need somewhere to work, right? Even in a pandemic, you need somewhere to stay, you need somewhere to work, right? So even though, office buildings may be less occupied, people are at home, right? Still working. So they need somewhere to still work. So even though they're at home, that's still a piece of real estate, okay? And for the most part, like I said, it's always gonna go up. Now we might hit a recession and it goes down a little bit, but give it a year, give it a few years, it's gonna shoot back up. This is a major player. Imagine having a house that you pay, let's say you pay $1,000 per month in mortgage, right? And then you charge someone else $1,500 to $1,750 for that same house. You're able to make $500 to $750 off of that house. That's doing what? Is steady going towards your income. All right. Now, what happens is that first $1,000 you're paying the mortgage off. So at a certain point, the mortgage is gone. And then what's happening? That full $1,500 or $1,750 is going straight towards your income. That's the beauty of real estate. So after a certain, after 15, 20 or 30 year, whatever the terms are of your loan, that profit shoots out of the roof once it's paid off. So don't negate real estate income. You also have REITs, and you also have so many different ways, like CD said, Airbnb, so many different things, subletting. And all of these, keep in mind, all of these, you're gonna have to do your own research, right? We're not financial advisors. We don't claim to be. We're just giving you the facts. All right, what do we have next?
Next on the list is right in line with this. All right, so the next thing is capital gains from assets. All right. So while you're building your streams, okay, they are becoming asset to you. Anything that's consistently bringing money in is an asset. So if you have that rental property and it's actually generating income for you, that's an asset. All right. So over time, you need to be in the practice of developing and building assets. Now, this next stream, capital gains, is income from selling assets. So if you got a rental property and, at some point in time, you decide to sell, the value went up high enough and maybe you didn't feel like managing in that particular location anymore, you sell, take your profit, that's a capital gain.
Right.
Okay? Now, that doesn't mean you want to deplete that stream altogether. Maybe you had 3 or 4 rental properties and you were just kind of moving one, you liquidate one, you just sold one. That's a capital gain. So that's your next stream of income. It comes from you basically being a builder of assets. You could be developing these rental properties as you go along. You could be creating those products where you're getting royalties from. You hear about it now all the time. Artists are selling, this artist sold their masters, or this artist, those are things that they would have been collecting royalties from, but they decided to liquidate the asset by selling. Okay, so that's your next stream of income, capital gains.
Capital gains. And it's a lot of talk right now, all right, with the new president, with President Biden, and the tax laws that he's talking about introducing. So do your research on capital gains. We're gonna see, what turns out. We're here, still in January. I don't think anything has passed yet. But they're talking about modifying the tax on capital gains. All right, and all of this stuff is tax as well. But here in particular, and I want to say also real estate too. They're talking about doing something different with real estate. So with any of these League of Hustlers, make sure that you do your research. Talk to a certified accountant, financial planner, whoever. All right. But it is critical, regardless what happens, these 7 streams that we're going over right now are critical. These are the main ways. Okay. So as a millionaire, if you're not a millionaire yet, as a future millionaire, you can have either a combination of any of these.
Right.
Right. But let's keep going. We'll talk about that when we get to the end. What's 6?
Next up, profits from business. All right. Next up is profits from business. You started your side hustle at some point in time. It turned out to work out for you. You scaled it into a business. You were able to get more clients, deliver more products and services. You're making great money now and you're scaling even more. Excellent. The profits that you're getting from your business venture, those are a stream of income. All right. Just like Ace was just saying, of course, you may have 2 businesses, you may have 3.
Right.
Who knows? Nobody, and this is the beauty of taking your financial security, your financial independence in your own hands, because sky's the limit. All right. There's no limitation except the one that you put on yourself.
Right.
All right? So profits from business, that's the next stream. Very relevant. It's one of the easier ones to get into. All right. You got your 9 to 5. You've got your stock, and starting a business is also, if you can't go out and buy that rental property right now, you can start a business right now.
Right.
You can. If you don't know how, that's what this show is actually all about. All right. You can start off as a side hustle, make sure it's a good idea, make sure it's something you can pursue and, consistently deliver, turn it into a business. And then from there, maybe you work your way up to getting a rental property, and you got your business, and you got your stock. All right. That's what this is. It's about building a complete system for yourself. These streams will all work together, but that's stream number 6, profits from business.
Yep. And that's straightforward, right? Side hustle, sole proprietorship, LLC, S corp, whatever it is, profits from it. Okay. That's another stream. What do we have lastly?
All right, last stream of income is going to be interest from savings. These are going to be your savings, bonds, and your CDs, things like that. Money that you've been tucking away in these different securities where you can actually get interest there. All right, so this is kind of like a slowly running stream, but it's steady and it's consistent, and you can count on it. All right, the money will be there, but this isn't going to be a stream that I would recommend you're kind of pulling money in and out of all the time. This is going to be a stream that you just let run. All right, you're making good money now. At some point, you got your business, you got your job, you got your dividends. You may actually have a couple businesses, and you've got, you're making enough profit where you can actually put a decent amount of money to the side, and you don't know where to put it. You need to put it somewhere where it can actually gain more interest. And that's what this last stream is all about. All right.
This is the safe way, right? This is where you want to be safe with your money.
Exactly.
All right. That's there you have it. The 7 types of streams of income that we can have. Now, it's up to you. It's up to you to be witty, right? And this is where we come in at. This is where the League of Hustlers comes in at. We want to teach you about taking money from here per se, just as an example, and putting it into, let's say, real estate, right? Or taking money from real estate and putting it into a business. Doesn't matter. Or taking money from earned income and starting a business. And then the money from there, and you put it in stocks and earn dividends off of stocks, right? Take that money and put it in and sell the stock. Now you're making capital gains. This is the game, ladies and gentlemen. It's to bounce all of this stuff around, right? The better and the more craftier you are with moving this stuff around, the quicker we can reach our goal of financial freedom, right? And, you know, being a millionaire isn't for everybody. Not everyone even wants to be a millionaire, right? But the name of the game is financial freedom. And this is how you play it, right? You choose one of these and let it bounce off of each other. Take money from a business, invest in stocks, right? The money that you earn off of that, start a, you know, a REIT, a real estate investment fund. Start buy a house, buy a property to flip. The possibilities are endless, okay? But just get in where you fit in. What a lot of people do is that they'll get money from here. The vast majority of Americans, of people in general in the world, they have a job and they'll just take that money and do this. And that's it. That one thing. They earn money and just put it in a savings account. But what millionaires are doing, people who are financially savvy, they're over here. They're playing back and forth. They're moving stuff around all the time, all throughout the year. And that's where we need to be. Why? Because the average millionaire has at least 3 streams of income, and that's your next door neighbor type of millionaire. We're not talking about, you know, the top 1% or 0.1%. They have 24, right? And that could be multiple stocks. That could be, you know, multiple jobs. That could be multiple pieces of real estate. So just understand, it's about taking money from one place and putting it in the other one, taking money from that one, putting it into another one, or doubling up on some of these, right? Definitely with stocks. Why not have a 20 stock portfolio, right? In your 401k, that's what they're doing if you work a job. So just think about that, all right?
Yep. Perfect. And with that, it's time for the challenge. You already know we have to leave you with some homework, all right?
Sure.
Hustlers is all about preparing to prosper. We want you to take the information from the show and implement it into your life, into our lives. So the challenge for this episode is to identify, okay, one of these streams and
pick one.
Build on it. Or if you already have one, okay, start building the next one. If you've already got the 9 to 5, maybe start looking at some stocks that pay dividends. Not all stocks pay dividends. Maybe start identifying stocks that pay dividends. Maybe start identifying another way that you can get into business. Maybe start, developing that side hustle and start trying to figure out a plan to develop that into a business. All right. That is a perfect place to start for most people. If you're further down the road, same thing applies to you. You've already got your businesses in line, but maybe you don't have those rentals yet. Start looking at the rental game, all right? But no matter where you are, there's definitely room in one of these streams for us to grow our financial income, for us to develop another stream, all right? So that's your challenge, is to identify one of these streams and start building on it.
That's it. It's just that simple. It's really that simple. There are sites where you can buy stocks. There are sites where you can invest in real estate. You don't have to buy a whole house. You can just invest in a REIT, a real estate investment trust. There are sites where you can, find part-time jobs if you don't already have a full-time job. There are places where you can invest in different types of assets. There's one site, a site called masterworks.io, where you can invest in art, y'all, art. I'm in there too, right? And I'm talking like, they have pieces from what's your boy Basquiat and all kind of stuff. There are places where you can learn how to start a business, i.e. League of Hustlers, right? So just get started. Of course, there are places to invest your money in savings accounts. They're everywhere, right? CDs, bonds, and stuff like that. Do your own research and get to it, all right? We're here for you. If you need help, hit us up, questions@leagueofhustlers.com. This has been another awesome episode. If you learned something, if you like what you heard and saw today, go ahead and smash that subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you'll know when we drop another episode. And with that, we are out. League of Hustlers, prepare to prosper.